good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. Today, we are going to be doing something a little different. Still a discussion video, but I want to talk about something that I really love. This is super cool. So for those who don't know, I am a big Sony fan. I'm a big PlayStation supporter. Always have been, always will be. But recently, Sony announced they're finally doing a streaming service. Basically a streaming service. It's not exactly a streaming service, because there's stuff you can do on it that you can't really do with other streaming services, which I think is really cool. Because, I mean, the only streaming services I use are Netflix, which I will be unsubscribing from soon because Netflix doesn't have anything. Except like 3 shows that I'm waiting on a final season for, which would be Stranger Things, and there's 2 others, but I am blanking on their names. More importantly, though, I also have Disney Plus, which Disney Plus I intend on keeping. But what's really cool about this is it changes things for me. So the only time I've been going to the movies, was when it would be when I can't watch a movie on a streaming platform, because since 2020, we've been sitting at home watching stuff on streaming services, and that's been it. That's how I do things now. I don't go, if it's a Marvel or Disney movie, I wait for it to come to Disney Plus. It's something else like a Sony movie, I have no way to watch it on a streaming service. Now, they've had streaming service stuff like, Sony stuff come to Netflix, right? They've had like Uncharted come to Netflix, and that's been cool to see, but I didn't watch it because I've already seen the movie. So now with this thing that Sony has just announced, like literally a few days ago, is really cool, because now this means I don't have to go to the movies anymore. Dude, this literally fixes all my problems. This saves me some cash, dude. It saves me money. It saves me like $20 from going to the movie, buying some popcorn, buying some candy, buying some drink, buying a ticket. It saves me money, but this also hurts movie theaters in the process. Okay? So I haven't actually gone on the platform yet, but I do have it downloaded. I'm going to try it out. Maybe I'll put in a part talking about how good it is, or how good the streaming service is. Maybe they'll kind of describe it here, but we're going to kind of read over this, go over and just talk about it, because this is really cool. Like, I've been waiting for a Sony streaming service for so long, because I'm like, how am I going to see these movies, like, if I don't want to go to the movie theaters, right? Because that was the only reason I kept going to the movies, was because it was a Sony film, like Gran Turismo, Spider-Man, Uncharted. Like, these are the reasons I went to the movies, because there was no other way to watch these besides buying a copy. So, Sony Pictures Core, formerly Bravia Core, launches on PS5 and PS4 consoles. Exclusive benefits including early access to select Sony Pictures films. Gran Turismo, based on a true story, is currently in theaters and also available to buy now in select markets. Available soon in additional regions with exclusive early access window on Sony Pictures Core. So our friends at Sony Pictures Entertainment produce a lot of fantastic films, and today I'm pleased to tell you about our new collaboration to provide the PlayStation community with access to some of these memorable movies on PS5 and PS4 consoles. You may be familiar with the Bravia Core app, which I was not. I had no idea what that was until this got announced, which is a great way to access a wide range of recent and classic films from Sony Pictures on Bravia TVs and select Xperia devices. So you basically had to use certain TVs and certain devices to use this app. Didn't know that. Had no idea what this was. So Bravia Core will be rebranded to Sony Pictures Core on these devices next year. And starting today, we're launching the Sony Pictures Core app on PS5 and PS4 consoles. Now, why I think this is great is because it's going to do 2 things. It's going to persuade people not to go to the movies anymore and to just sit at home and wait for it to come out. It's also going to persuade people to buy PlayStation Plus, and we'll get into that in a second. Once you sign up for Sony Pictures Core on your PS4 and PS5, you'll be able to buy or rent up to 2,000 movies straight from your console. At launch, this will include blockbuster hits such as Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man No Way Home, Uncharted: The Equalizer, No Hard Feelings, Bullet Train, and Ghostbusters Afterlife, among others. So there's some, you can see some in here. There's The Gran Turismo movie, which I've already seen, which is phenomenal. Uncharted I've seen. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse I've seen. Morbius I have seen. Probably didn't see Resident Evil. All the Spider-Man movies are on here. Venom's on here. A lot of good stuff on the app. Now, I don't know if I'll rewatch any of this stuff. I have no idea. But I still think it's really cool. Now, let's keep going. With Sony Pictures Core on PS5 and PS4, you'll be able to purchase select Sony Pictures films during an exclusive early access window straight from your console in select markets such as the UK, France, Germany, and Japan. First film with early access will be Gran Turismo, based on a true story, which is based on the unbelievable true story of a team of unlikely underdogs, struggling working-class gamer, a failed former race car driver, and an idealistic motorsport executive. Together, they were skull to take on the most elite sport in the world. Gran Turismo, based on true story, is currently available through Sony Pictures Core in the US, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, and will premiere soon in additional markets. With the purchase of this movie through Sony's Pictures Core, you'll receive credit towards an in-game purchase in Gran Turismo 7, including cars featured in the movie. I have thought about getting Gran Turismo because of the movie, but I'm not sold on it yet, so bear with me on that. But yeah, so the film is also IMAX enhanced, delivering an elevated viewing experience with signature picture quality on PS5 and PS4 right in your living room. If you're a PlayStation Plus Premium Deluxe member, which I am, so we're going to get into this, you'll get access to a curated catalog of up to 100 movies through the Sony Pictures Core app to stream on demand from the Sony Pictures library as part of your membership. The catalog, which will be ad-free and updated periodically, features movies such as Looper, Kingsglaive, Final Fantasy 15, which I don't think I've seen. I might have, I don't know. Elysium, and Resident Evil Damnation. There will also be additional benefits of all PlayStation Plus members, so stay tuned for more details. So, since I'm a PlayStation Plus member, I get this app for free. Now, I don't know if the app is paid or how it works, but the fact that I get this for free, like I get access to some of these, it's a step in the right direction for Sony to start a streaming service. I think that's what they're building to. I don't know if they still like want you to buy and rent movies, but I feel like this is the perfect step into a streaming service, and I hope they keep going with that. And dude, the streaming, like the platform itself, it almost looks like it's clean. I like it. It's as clean as the PS5 menu. So that's cool. Sony Pictures Core available starting today for PlayStation players in 23 markets globally. You can find the Sony Pictures Core app in the media section, which I have downloaded. We hope you'll enjoy Sony Pictures Core and all the films that will be accessible through the app. It's part of our shared goal with Sony Pictures Entertainment to bring together this curated collection of wonderful films to elevate the PlayStation experience. This is just the beginning. We plan to evolve the offerings and benefits of Sony Pictures Core over time, including a selection of hit anime content from Crunchyroll. That's pretty cool. We're looking forward to more exciting things to come, so stay tuned. So, this is really cool. I think it's a great step in the right direction for Sony to start a streaming service, and I think this is what everyone has probably wanted from Sony, because no one wants to go to the movies anymore, man. The movies, I think for me, since 2020, have been kind of dead, and, you know, since streaming services have started to pick up more, there's no reason to go to the movies anymore. I mean, unless it's like something you absolutely need to see. But with this, if it's a Sony movie, it's going to come straight to this thing, and you'll be able to buy or rent it. And also, like, you know, most movies suck nowadays. So, like, I think with Disney Plus and this app, for me personally, I probably won't be seeing movies anymore. It all depends, you know? It depends on the movie. Depends if I look it up and it's coming to a streaming platform, chances are I won't go to the movies. But, dude, this is super cool. I think it's going to be a big thing. But I do want to kind of, you know, maybe after this portion of the video, I will do a deep dive into the app, see how it works, and I'll let you guys know if it is currently worth using, if you guys want my opinion on it. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Yo, Future Castle here. I did go ahead and, you know, use the Sony Pictures Core app because I told you guys I was going to try it out, and, you know, just in case you guys wanted to know my thoughts on it and how it works. Currently, if you really want to see some Sony movies without going to theater, this is the best way to do it. How the app works is basically shows you a ton of movies. It also shows you movies that are included with PlayStation Plus, so you get like 100 movies you can check out. Now, the bad thing about the ones that are included with PlayStation Plus is they're really old movies. Like Spider-Man isn't on there. You have to rent or buy Spider-Man. Same thing goes for Venom, which is kind of unfortunate. Same thing goes for Morbius. Basically, all of, like, the big Sony movies are not included with PlayStation Plus. It's a lot of old movies. All of the Final Fantasy movies are included with PlayStation Plus, so I think I'm going to check those out. Other than that, not a lot of movies on there interest me in terms of what's included with PlayStation Plus. But if you were just wanting to, rent a movie, some of them are really cheap. Some of them are $20 to rent, which is crazy because the actual buy price of the movie is $24.99. I think that's a little extreme, but here's the thing. This is really early, so you could probably wait and see if, this turns into a full-on streaming service, if you can just watch these movies for free. Now, the thing is, none of these are shows. These are movies. So Sony doesn't have any shows on here. Maybe they'll do something in the future. I think because they just rebranded this to Sony Pictures Core, there was a little bit of a learning curve. They have to learn how to do a streaming service properly. And, I think at some point they're working their way towards doing series. They could do series for video games. Like, I think movies like Gran Turismo are kind of the first step into, like, full on doing a streaming services and, like, all these different series. I think at some point they're going to be doing that. I think a streaming service for Sony is looking bright. I think it's a smart play because, Netflix isn't really doing much. Disney Plus is doing okay. I still like Disney Plus. I still like watching the stuff on there. But I think Sony needs to make a play for just a streaming service. And if they don't do that, I think they're missing out on a huge market. Now, the thing is, what's cool about Sony Pictures Core is any movie that's currently in theaters, you can buy it and just watch it from home. But it is the cost of going to the movies, basically. So it's up to you whether or not you want to go to the movies or stay at home and, enjoy the movie that way. Personally, I'm still going to watch stuff from home, but I am going to wait to see if this becomes a full-on streaming service because currently there's not much you can watch with it if you were just, wanting to stream movies on it. But again, this is very early. Can't speak. This is very early, so we'll see what happens with streaming service. If it becomes a full-on streaming service, I think it will be. I think Sony's just testing it, and like they said, this is only the beginning. There are more changes to come with this. I think if more people like me review this and they give their thoughts on it, I think Sony will be like, okay, so we need to do like a full-on streaming service, and I can picture it. Right, I can see like so much going into this, like them doing series, those series being good, more people either getting PlayStation Plus or just signing up to the streaming service and paying. I don't know if there's a subscription with it, but if Sony keeps putting out some good stuff on this service, I could see it being really successful and really good. And I think Sony will be more successful for it, and I think they'll probably knock other streaming services out of the park if they just nail it, But we'll see what happens. Currently, I think there's only 3 movies I'm going to watch on here with PlayStation Plus. Maybe they'll add more to that inclusion, but it's kind of a wait-and-see type of deal. Most of the movies on there are old that are included with PlayStation Plus, so we'll see what happens. But I think this is a step in the right direction for Sony, a step in the right direction for PlayStation as well. I'm excited. I think this is a really cool idea. I can't wait to see what Sony does with this in the future. But anyway, that's gonna be the video for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you did, I appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.